Katy Perry is back with a brand new single, Watch It Burn, and we are going to take a listen. Hello, welcome back to another reaction review video with me, Nina Schofield, singer-songwriter, vocal coach and session musician. And yes, Katy is back. She has a brand new single. I've been waiting for this for a long time and I'm super excited to dive into the detail, just see what is going on. We're going to watch the music video, but mainly what we'll be doing is analysing the music, seeing what's happening in terms of production, vocals, music, and just seeing all the detail and discovering what's actually going on in the layers of this song. I will be making sure that the extended version of this reaction is uploaded over on Patreon, link below for you, because if I try and upload it here, it will not happen. It will burn. It will not be allowed on YouTube. So let's dive into this YouTube edit, the highlights reel, you could call it, of all of the stuff that's going on, all the behind the scenes stuff of this song. Okay, here we go. Katy Perry, Watch It Burn. Ooh, okay, we are setting a scene here. Wait, part two? Part two? Did I miss part one? Whoa. Interesting way to start this. Wow. Am I to garner from this that she doesn't know her own strengths, some kind of power that she's built up? Whoa. Oh, guitar, yes.
For years, only crumbs, only dust.
Okay, first of all, we're getting things from Katy that I love about her vocal ability, the way that she phrases things just straight from the offset. It's the way that she, I don't know, delivers certain words. It has such a Katy stamp. Just that phrase, wait, let me just take it back.
Only dust.
Yes, dust. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's that kind of interpretation of the word. It's very Katy and it's the extreme of the word, and I love that she does that. It just, to me, it just shows that when she's in the vocal booth, she's giving it every single thing that she can, even down to a single word, which I think is important, especially with pop delivery. But I really like the fact we have the guitar, very Katy from circa, I don't know, way back when. And also there's space in the phrasing of this.
Said I was too hard to love.
Nice delay on the vocal there.
To rise above.
Also the drum pattern, super simple, but often the simple things leave room for that expansion within the chorus.
Was only light love, but now I'm the fuck up. Oh,
I do like these vocals as well, because it just leaves space and then you hear the delay of that, almost like a bit of a response happening.
you know I gave and I gave it up. There's nothing more to take. No, cause a scene, the gasoline.
So I've heard this snippet, and what I really like about this is the leading chord to the chorus. Gasoline. So the chord that we go down to there, let's work out what it is. Gasoline. It's the F sharp major, that's what it is. I love that. It's such a great way, because the chord patterns we had previously,
No, cause a scene, the gasoline.
da 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 dum. Yeah, that's what it is. The G to the A to that F sharp. There's something about that that feels like, ooh, where are we going? I kind of know where we're going because, again, I've heard the snippet of the song, but I don't know the whole chorus, so let's find out.
The gasoline, the night match, throw it home.
See the drums? Let me just take that back again and go into this chorus. You know how I said it's like a nice simple beat, but now, tick, 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 tick. Just listen to the hi-hats.
Give me the gasoline, the night match, throw it back, gonna try.
And you can hear hear the double tracking, so that's taking that lead vocal and then layering the exact same vocal on top of the lead several times, often, to just give it that impact. It's almost like a chorus effect, but without the phase in and out that you can kind of get from chorus effect. It's a proper stacking of the same vocal. And then again, this chorus, it just keeps the momentum up because there's the distortion in the guitar coming through. We're going to talk about the chorus melody after. I do like how it rises there. She's turning into some kind of demon, I don't know. This is a very dark video. So the chorus melody, this single note thing, I think is really interesting. It's that F sharp again. So we do actually go up to the B minor in that first chord of the chorus. I like that drop down. When I first heard the snippet of the song, I sort of imagined that it would go up further. I do like that we have the reach up. I sang that wrong, but you know, the that we go up to. Where is that? So up to the B4, I think. But when I first heard it, I thought, oh, I kind of want to reach up even further and grab some extra notes out of the sky. However, when you listen on headphones, I think it's more punchy. I think the thing is that sometimes when you listen to a song, as you do, because we're not always listening on headphones, if you hear it in a shop or it's on the radio in the background, sometimes melodies don't do as much work as the production does if the melody stays here. So if you can't hear the production, if you can't hear the punchiness in that way, you know, on speakers that you can't properly tune into a mix, then you kind of lose the edginess of it. However, when I'm listening on the headphones, I think it's super, super punchy. So in my head, it could have gone like, tonight's the night, let it burn. I don't know, something like that, just going up instead of da-da-da-da. Same rhythm and the tumbling down. And it's the night. What's the next chord? You know, I'm just making stuff up as I go, but just something that kind of raised up even higher. Even if it didn't do it in the first chorus, later on, maybe it does. I actually haven't heard the song in its entirety, so maybe I'm predicting what's going to happen. That was a very long interlude. Here we go. Whoa. Okay, she has a scorpion tail.
Thank you, showing me the pain. This was not a mistake.
The darkness of the guitar now, I love that. We go down to the F sharp 3 on Mistake, and again showcasing her lower vocals, and I really do like Katy Perry's lower vocals.
Mistake would be to stay. You know I gave, now I'm giving up. The more you can take.
I feel like the video is representing when you've just had enough and this creature kind of bursts out of you, expressing everything that you've put up with for long enough.
No, don't wanna cause a scene. Give me the gasoline.
Also, okay, I love the layers of vocals coming in. I really like this interval movement. I want to work out what that is. Yeah, okay, so it's just the drop down of the 4th from the F sharp 4 to the C sharp 4, but I think because it changes to the F sharp major there from the A, that there's something about that that feels interesting. In a good way. Ooh. And the end of that phrase, the end of that I love. Again, another Katy thing where you have the kind of cry at the end of the word. There's something about that and how the reverb and delay then carry that, that's so cool. I do think that is a really hooky da, da, da. If you can make the same note, but just with a simple rhythm, a hook, then, you know, that's a skill.
With the fire in the eyes, forgive and forget it hurt. Get what I deserve.
Okay, so this is new section to me, but to be honest with you, I was so taken with the visuals for a second there. I was thinking, wow, this is high production, you know, a quality video, and thought has been put into this. I'm being taken back to watching videos on MTV on the actual television. You know, when we all did that. That's what this is taking me back to, the quality of it.
Sorry, I know it hurts. Finally, I pushed and walked in, but I'm gone.
Okay, actually I've realised this isn't the bridge section, this is an outro, so we don't have a bridge. The form of this is interesting to me, that this is the new section being introduced kind of as a crossover, a layer of the chorus. Layers of vocals, octaves. Wow, and then a kind of cleansing of that part of her. The lighting within this video is incredible. It really is. The use of shadow and light in it, I really love. It just makes sense compared to the audio. Like, they join together really nicely. So I appreciate the effort that's gone into all the detail within the visual and the music and how it matches up together, and the story that's being told within it. Obviously you can listen to the lyrics and kind of garner from them that she's talking about a relationship that hasn't worked, and how, as I said earlier, it's kind of become too much. I don't know, you just burst over with feelings sometimes that you've put up with. You put up with the crumbs, as she said, and now actually you're like, hang on a second. So yeah, I enjoy that song, and I feel like it's got elements of Katy that I really enjoy. So the heaviness and the darkness of it. Oftentimes Katy's really good at those kinds of songs, you know. If I was to put wants in for more Katy music, I want a new Wide Awake. I want, you know, when you just have attachments to certain songs and you think, oh, I want another one of those, or Pearl or something like that. But Katy is Katy, and she will do what she feels, which I think is important as an artist, to not follow the whims of me, but her own. So I'm interested to see what music Katy comes up with after this. I'm pretty sure she said in a recent interview that this is a standalone project and it's not necessarily going to be on an album. So yeah, I don't know where this is going to lead to, but I'll be interested to hear your thoughts as well. What do you think of this song, and where do you think Katy's career is going next in terms of music? Let me know in the comments box down below. As I say, the extended version of this reaction will be available over on my Patreon page. Links down below for you. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't already, feel free to hit that subscribe button, become part of our family here, and I will look forward to seeing you on another video very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you. Bye.